Okay, huh? So my heartfelt greetings to everyone.
很热忱的问候大家好。
Okay. Oh, you don't need mic, right?
Yes.
As usual, right? What I am going to share today is a basic and fundamental practices of Buddhism.
那么一如往常的，今天要跟大家分享的就是关于佛法基础的一些教理。
So I've been telling people very often that the basic practices and the fundamental practices of Buddhism is very, very important. It's even more important than the advanced teachings.
那么呢，就如我常常强调的，佛法最基础的这些教理，其实它是非常非常重要的。你甚至可以说，它其实是最主要佛法最主要的精华所在。
Because we have to be very honest to oneself. You know, why we are practicing Buddhism. We have to be very clear, you know, why we are receiving teachings from teacher, right? Most likely is because we want to be happy.
因为呢，其实我们对于为什么我们要修行佛法，其实必须要非常诚实，对自己要非常的诚实坦白。还有为什么我们在乎修持佛法这件事？为什么我们要从上师们接受教法呢？其实就是因为我们想要快乐。
Yeah, so it means that basically we are not very happy right now. So that's why we want to learn Buddhism and practice Buddhism.
其实这也就代表，现在其实我们不是太快乐的。我们因为不快乐，所以我们想要来学习佛法。
Yes, so the reason why we are unhappy, right, is not because lacking of advanced teaching, lacking of advanced Buddhist practices in our life.
为什么我们想要来学习修持？然后其实并不是代表说我们对佛法，尤其是那些很甚深的佛法的道理，我们是有所欠缺，我们不懂的。
Yes, so if we are able to practice the basic and fundamental teachings of Buddha, right, we won't have any like this unhappiness in our life, or that unhappiness won't last in our life as it is right now.
如果说我们对最基础的这些佛法道理是了解的，是透彻的，那其实可以说我们根本不会有不快乐这个问题，或者我们可以说这个不快乐的状况也不会一直持续，就像现在我们所面对的。
Yeah, so usually, right, the very basic and very fundamental reason to be a Buddhist or a reason to practice Buddhism, right? In our text, it is recommended renunciation mind, right? To renounce all the worldly life. Now that's the real motivation, you know, that should be the real intention to practice Buddhism or to be a Buddhist. So we have to be honest with ourselves that do we really have that kind of intention to renounce worldly life, worldly things in our life, right? So the answer is no. We all enjoy, we really like this world, to be honest, right? The reason why we are not happy is because we don't get enough of this worldly life. That's why we are unhappy, right? So we don't have a renunciation mind. We don't even have a, you know, like a slight renunciation mind.
那么呢，以佛法最基础的道理来说，为什么我们要来修行？为什么我们需要学习佛法？其实它最基础的一个、最基本的一个教理就是出离心。我们是必须要出离这个世俗、这个轮回世界的。这就是为什么我们要来修行、学习佛法。那么，对世俗生活，我们要能够有这份出离心。 然后我们来学习跟随佛法之道。但是真正去探究，我们有出离心吗？其实没有。可以说，我们其实就是因为觉得说我们世俗生活享受的还不够，享乐不够，所以我们不快乐。所以其实我们必须要真正去探究，我们有出离这个世俗生活吗？其实一点都没有，甚至我们觉得我们享乐的是不够的。
So as I say, a renunciation mind, right? It is supposed to be the reason why we are practicing Buddhism, or a reason why we are becoming a monk and nun. But we don't have that. And one thing is, because of renunciation, right, has to be the basic motivation for us to practicing Buddhism. That's why the purpose of the practicing Buddhism is always enlightenment.
因为有出离心，所以我们要修行跟随佛法之道。因为出离心，所以我们出家成为僧众。但是就是因为我们其实在这个层面我们是欠缺的。如果说出离心为基础、为动机发心，我们来修持佛法，那我们的目的应该就是要证悟、解脱证悟。
Yeah. So in our text, it says that if you have attachment to this life, you are not a practitioner, and if you are attached to samsara, then you don't have the renunciation mind, right? And if you are a selfish person, then you are not a bodhisattva. And if you have a grasping, you don't have a wisdom, right? So it is clearly stated that if you have attachment toward this life, you are not a Buddhist practitioner. So we have to ask ourselves, are we a Buddhist practitioner or not?
那么就如教法远离四种执着所说的，若执着此身，非行者；若执着轮回，非出离；若有私心，非菩萨；若有执着，非正见。如果我们对此生、这个生、这一世，还有生活当中有任何的执着，其实我们就不是所谓的修行人，也不是佛教徒。那么关于这一点，其实我们必须是要去深刻的去探究。
So, yeah, according to that statement, right, by Sakyapa, great Sakyapas, we are not a Buddhist practitioner, right? Because, as I said, we don't have renunciation mind because we love this world, right? So we are not. But are we really or not? It depends, right? Because as we all said, no one is perfect, right? It means that we have a lot of imperfections.
那么就如这伟大的萨迦派祖师所宣讲的这个远离四种执着的教法，所以如果没有出离心，就非修行人。可以老实讲，其实我们大家都是非常爱这个世界，爱这世俗生活的一切。那么难道我们就不是修行人了吗？其实这是必须要去探究的。其实这也不一定就是说，这样我们就非行者，因为我们没有一个人是圆满完美的，我们其实每一个人都有很多的缺点。
Yes, but as long as we took refuge to Triple Gems and always try to be better person than we were yesterday, you can consider yourself as a Buddhist practitioner.
只要我们皈依了三宝，我们皈依佛法僧三宝，然后只要我们有这一份真心来跟随佛法之道，其实可以说我们就是佛教徒，就是修行人。
Yeah, but the most case, right, why people want to be Buddhist, why people want to learn Buddhism is not, the purpose is not enlightenment, the intention has not to do anything with renunciation mind.
可以说呢，为什么我们成为佛教徒？为什么我们要修行？当我们真的去探究动机发心，可以说跟出离心没有一点关系。
Yeah, so for many people, the reason why they become practice Buddhism is because they think it's very cool. Some people think it's like a trend, to put on some mala and believing that they have become Buddhist, right? So it's actually very sad to see this kind of thing happening in this time.
那也可以说，很多人现代人为什么变成佛教徒呢？其实他们觉得那是一件很酷的事情，他们觉得手上戴着念珠呢，其实就是一种潮流，一种流行。那么看到现在有这样的现象，其实是让人有点伤心的。
Yeah, some people even think like, belong to a certain Buddhist center, it's like being a business class Buddhist.
有些人甚至觉得，如果你跟随某个佛教中心，就有点像是你加入了一些特定的俱乐部。
Yeah, so but it is very wrong, right? Because the reason why Buddha teach, right? The reason why there's a Buddha's teaching is to bring clarity in your life. That's the basic thing, right? The real thing is, to bring a clarity, of what the reality is.
以上所讲的这些，其实可以说都是非常错误的动机。为什么我们要学习佛法？是因为佛法能够带给我们生命一些清明、清楚、明明白白。清明明白什么呢？明白实相真理。
Yes, but people come to see teachers, to learn Buddhism, because, as I said, they are not happy with this life, right? Actually, it has nothing to do with Buddhist. I mean, you can't solve this kind of problem, right? Not being a Buddhist.
那么，为什么现在很多人都想要见上师、学习佛法？其实就只是因为他们活得不快乐。要解决活得不快乐这个问题，你甚至不用成为佛教徒就可以办到。
Yeah, most of these health-related issues, relationship issues can be fixed, with some common sense.
所以呢，很多其实也是关于健康上的问题啊，或者是说人际关系、感情上面的问题，其实这是可以有很多应对之道的。
Yeah, so a basic thing, right, to be happy is it's quite simple, to be honest, Of course, it has to do with your mind, but first of all, it's very important to have a healthy diet. What you eat daily, it is so related to how you feel today and how you are going to feel tomorrow, right? So healthy diet is very important. And of course, exercise, physical exercise, right? And enough sleep. So when I see people, approaching me to fix their, unhappiness. So I've been asking them, about their diet. Yeah, their diet are very bad diet, like very typical traditional Taiwanese diet, which seems to be, very strong flavored, right? Lots of oil, not so many vegetables, a lot of sweets. Those things actually has so much to do with how you are feeling today. So, those things can be actually solved by, having a good diet, doing enough exercise, enough sleep, right? So these things can be solved quite simply, but people come to see Buddhist teacher and expect a teacher to solve their problem when they do not have a healthy diet, right? They're not doing any exercise and having no enough sleep. It's really like opposite of common sense.
那么呢，当然我们可以说，快乐其实是非常简单的。快乐当然它是一种心境，所以它跟我们的心是紧密相关的。但是其实有一些非常基本的，可以说是一些常识。你真的要让自己活的是快乐是好的，首先你应该就要有正确的饮食，然后呢，你应该要能够常常的运动。然后保持身体的健康，还有睡眠的充足。其实你可以说这些是最基本的一些做人，就是你真的要活得好的一些常识。 那仁波切他常看到很多人来到佛教中心，然后来请求上师说，帮他解决一些这些不快乐的问题。那当他跟他们应对的时候，首先他问他说，你的日常饮食状况是什么？你会发现，其实很多现代人的日常饮食是非常不健康的，就是重油、重口味，然后还有呢，蔬菜蔬果也不够，然后更不要讲说健不健康。你可以说，所有这些基本，其实跟你今天的感觉如何，还有你明天的感受是什么，都是息息相关的。然后这些不快乐的人，通常他们睡眠也不够，所以呢，你可以发现，就是这些是最基本的这些日常一些生活常识，其实都是欠缺的。那这些其实根本也不需要说去佛法中心来请教上师。
Yes. So there was a guy who asked me, right? He cannot sleep, and I told him, you know that you are a doctor, right? Yeah, I told him that you are a doctor. So and I told him that since you are a doctor, you are supposed to know what you are supposed to do, right? And he said, "Oh yeah, I know everything. Like what should he do to fall asleep?" Right? Then I was like, then why you are not doing it? And he said that he just can't do it. He knows everything, but he cannot do it.
像就是有这样的一个人，他本身是一位医生，然后他来到佛教中心请教仁波切，那他的问题就是他没有办法入睡，睡得不好。仁波切就问他说：“你是一位医生，对吗？你其实应该很清楚，应该要怎么样去调整。”然后怎么样能够活得健康，然后帮助你可以睡眠比较好。那么呢，这个医生就回答说：“对啊，我是个医生，其实我什么都知道，我也懂，但是很简单，我就是办不到。”
Yeah, so that's the real problem actually, right? We know a lot of things. We know how to be a good person. We know what is dharma, why Buddha taught. We know, but the problem is that we are not willing to do anything about it. There's a saying, there's a saying in English that it says that nothing happens until something moves, right? So yeah, if you really want to be happy, you need to do something about it.
那么呢，可以说这是真的是一个最大的问题，就是其实现代人我们了解很多，我们也懂很多，然后像我们也知道说要怎么样做成为一个好人。我们都知道，但是却办不到。然后有一句俗话就是说，如果呢事情没有发生任何的变动，那么呢它就是不会改变的。所以说，如果说我们真的想要快乐，其实我们必须要先做一些努力。
Yes, so to be happy, right, is very important to do something meaningful in your daily life, something productive in your daily life. You know why? Because what makes you happy is, what is happiness, right? What is happiness is a satisfaction. It is nothing else. It's a satisfaction, So when you do something meaningful in your life, when you do something productive in your daily life, then there's a satisfaction, right? So when there's a satisfaction, then there's a happiness. You are satisfied, right? So the reason why we are unhappy is because we are not satisfied with something. That's what I'm saying. We always have to do something meaningful and productive in order to be happy.
那么呢，可以说快乐是非常重要，但是要怎么快乐呢？可以说在我们的生活当中，我们应该就是要去进行一些有意义的，然后可以说它是有一个建设性，它是有一个成果的一些事情。到底快乐是什么？其实简单的来说，知足常乐，知足就会快乐。我们为什么会不快乐？其实就是因为我们对一些事情不满足，我们不满意这个现况，没有办法知足。所以说，如果我们能够去进行一些是充满意义的，然后它是非常有建设性的这些事情，那可以说很自然而然的，我们就能够有知足，能够达到知足 的这样的一个心境，然后进一步呢就能够快乐。所以说，可以说去进行有意义的、有建设性的事情是非常重要的。
Yes, so we regularly see a lot of people who are financially very successful, but inside they are suffering, right? They are super drained of energy. Why? Because those people, right? They are not satisfied with what they have. That's why you need to do something meaningful. Meaningful doesn't mean social status. It doesn't mean social recognition. But what it means is that you do something what you really like and bring meaning in your life. That's what I meant.
那么呢，可以说我们会发现，现代呢有很多人，他们其实是非常有钱，可以说经济上能力是非常十足，但是你会发现，他们的内心其实是充满了痛苦，而且在他们整个能量层面来讲呢，可以说他们几乎都是精疲力竭的。为什么？因为其实他们就是不快乐。当我们说有意义的事情，这一份意义，它不是关于你的地位，不是关于你的名声或者你的财富。所谓有意义的事情，这是我们要去探究的。什么叫做有意义？
Yeah. So, or you should practice what Buddha said. For example, if you are not being able to do something very meaningful in your life, right, then you should do what Buddha said, which is to have contentment. Practice of contentment.
可以说，当我们能够修持佛陀的话语，其实也就是佛法。当我们能够去修持佛法的话呢，它本身其实就有非常深的含义，就是有意义的。修持佛法，修持什么呢？其实就是要能够有这一份知足，修持这一份知足常乐。
So, so that's why I'm saying, there is a problem. That's why Buddha taught, right? There is a unsatisfied being, right? That's why Buddha taught a contentment. There's a anger. That's why Buddha taught about patience, right? There's a delusion. That's why Buddha taught wisdom.
那么呢，佛陀给予教法，其实就是因为有问题，因为不满足、不快乐，他教导了知足之道。那么，因为愤怒嗔恨，佛陀教导了忍辱安忍之道。那么呢，因为有无明愚痴，佛陀教导了智慧。
So, I've met some people, in this last few months, that they said, how to say, yuan fen, right? Connection.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of those people told me, I think I have like a huge connection to Buddhism. Right? I asked them why, and they said, because I'm a vegetarian. Yeah, they said something like that, which seems to be quite funny. Like being vegetarian has nothing to do with Buddhism at all. Yeah, because I told them, right, like a lot of animal they don't eat. They are vegetarian. It doesn't mean that they have yuan fen with Buddhism or anything, right? So they have these misconceptions about Buddhism, So it's that's the reason why I'm saying, right? It is very important to have a basic understanding, basic practices that you have to follow in order to be a successful or a good Buddhist practitioner.
那么呢，在过去几个月，仁波切他其实有遇到一些人，这些人常常他们就会说，我觉得自己跟佛教有很甚深的缘分，缘分很深。那仁波切就问他们说，为什么你们这样觉得呢？那可能就会有回答说，因为我是吃素的。 我吃素，我是素食者，所以我觉得我跟佛法有很深的缘分。其实这样的回答听起来是有一点好笑的，因为素食者或者你说吃素这件事，其实跟真正的佛法教义一点关系都没有。你可以看到在动物当中很多都是吃素的，他们只吃草。那你觉得这些动物就是跟佛教有很深的缘分吗？其实这是一种错误的见解。这就为什么仁波切一再的强调对佛法最基础的了解，也就是一份正见是非常非常的重要。因为当你有正确无误的了解，你才有可能修行成功，你才有可能成为一个好的佛教徒跟修行人。
Yeah, so lack of a basic understanding of Buddhism, right? That's why there are many people that are very close to sanghas, right, and had a lot of opportunity to be with teachers, Buddhist teachers, right? But those people who are like super close to Buddhist teachers, right, who handles a certain centers, right, Buddhist centers, I mean, those people unfortunately are so good at judging those sanghas and Buddhist teachers, right? And some of them can even teach the teacher how to be a better teacher. Yeah, I've seen them so often, right? So all of those things are happening. Why? Because of having no basic knowledge about Buddhism. That's why. And it is very unfortunate to see many of them in Buddhist society. And even more unfortunate is that they think they are doing something for Buddhism. This is very sad things to see, to witness in this time.
那么呢，可以说再一次强调，对佛法的最基础的了解，就是有一份最基础的，还有正确的见地，是非常非常重要的。为什么呢？在现今，仁波切他其实看到就是很多，可以说很多人。师兄师姐，他们其实是跟佛教团体是非常亲近的，他们肯定有他们自己的佛教团体，然后他们也有很多的机会去亲近他们自己跟随的法师啊，或者是上师等等。然后甚至呢，这些人当中呢，有些人可以说他其实就是一些中心的管理者、创建者，但是很不幸的，他发现一个现象，就是这些人他们常常非常会论断。就是去论断这个佛教团体，他们接触的这个团体有什么样的状况，然后甚至去论断他们自己所跟随的上师或者是师父。有时候他们甚至会去教导，你要怎么样可以成为一个更好的佛法导师。那为什么会有这些现象呢？其实可以说这是很不幸的一个状况，就是因为缺乏对佛法最基础、正确无误的了解。那么刚刚所谈到的这样现象，可以说在现今的佛教团体中是非常多的，数不胜数的。很不幸的是，这些人甚至觉得他们自己在为佛法尽心尽力。那看到这样的状况，其实是令人非常忧伤的。
Yeah, so because for those people, right, Buddha have said that never judge others, because a human can never judge another human. So it is very wrong, to judge other human, let alone Buddhist teachers and sanghas.
那么呢，这样的现象可以说是一个乱象。就如佛陀所说的，永远不要论断他人。一个人是没有办法正确无误的去论断、评断另一个人的。更不要说去论断他自己所参与的佛教团体跟上师。
Yes, and as one of the not only to be a good Buddhist teacher, right, Buddhist practitioner, just to be a basic Buddhist, the basic, I mean, just to be a very, how to say, basic human, good human being, let's say, right? The basic quality is to see a good in others, right? If we have the ability to focus on others' goodness rather than focusing on others' fault, right? We might have a way much better, kinder, helpful society. If we stop seeing, the bad quality in other people, right? So just to be a good human being, we need it. And if you want to be a good human Buddhist practitioner, right? Of course, it is necessary.
那么呢，先不要讲说怎么样成为一个好的修行人或好的佛教徒，我们其实最简单的来讲，怎么做一个好人，如何成为一个好人，其实就是你能够去看到他人的良善之处，你所看到的都是他人的好，这些人的好处，而不要着重于他人的缺点。如果每个人都能够这样去做，看到的都是他人的好，不要去着重在他人的坏处跟缺点上，那么可以说我们这个社会将会变得更美好、更仁慈、更健康。所以很重要的就是我们其实必须要去培养这样的一个习惯，怎么样成为一个好人，而不要反其道而行。
Yes, so practicing a Buddhism, right, it's like drinking a water. If you are thirsty, right, in order to quench your thirst, you have to drink water. Just looking at the glass full of water, it's not going to quench your thirst, right? So by practicing Buddhism, if you want to attain happiness in your life, then you have to practice it. When you are angry, at that time you are supposed to use the remedy which is taught by Buddha himself: compassion, love, right? When you are suffering from greediness, then that time you have to use the remedy of greedy, which is contentment. So it's like drinking a water, right? So it's very important that to practice in your daily life, or else just being in center, being with teacher, right, belongs to a certain group of Buddhists, it's not going to fix your problem.
所以呢，修持佛法、学习佛法，其实就像你渴了是需要喝水一样的。当你口渴，你不可能只看着一瓶水就能够解渴，对吗？所以说，当你不快乐的时候，你应该要怎么样去做？怎么样去转变你的生活？例如，你生气发怒了，你就应该去运用对治法。对治法是什么呢？对治愤怒、嗔恨，其实就是需要你的慈心、悲心，需要慈悲。那么，对治贪婪、贪心，就是需要知足之道。所以日常生活中这样的修持是非常重要的，你要去运用这个对治法才能够解决问题，而不是说你一直在一个中心里面，你一直亲近的上师，或者是你属于某一个佛教团体，这就能够解决问题，这根本不是解决之道。
Yeah, so as I mentioned before, right, that doctor know everything to do in order to fall asleep. He knows that, but he just cannot do it, right? So exactly like that. We know, what we are supposed to do, right? We know we are supposed to be compassionate. We are supposed to see a good in other people. We are supposed to be more generous, right? But we choose to be the same guy that we were yesterday. So if we are like that, then we might as well not consider ourselves as a Buddhist, because there's no any transformation. There's no physical transformation, and there's no mental transformation, and there's even no point in being Buddhist. Spending your weekend in center, right? There's no point doing that because nothing is changing. As I said, right, nothing happened until someone moves, right? Something like you have to do something about it. You just cannot pray. You just cannot ask Guru to, like your teacher to save you from something unless you don't do anything about it.
所以呢，非常重要的，就像刚刚之前提到的一个例子，那个医生他其实什么都知道，但他却办不到。其实很多事情就是如此。3岁小孩都知道，80老翁行不得，也就是知道跟能够办到根本就是两回事。所以你说真的要修持佛法，首先最基础的慈悲。慈悲是什么呢？你就是要看到他人的好处，你要能够看到他人的好，不要去论断他人。但是大部分的人呢，他们选择的都是就是懒得改变，依然故我。跟昨天、跟去年那个人一点转变都没有，所以说我们要真正能够达到身体上的改变，然后进一步去转化自己的心，这样子修持佛法才有它真正的意义，我们也才能够变成一个更快乐的人。这是需要付出努力去身体力行的，请不要想说你只需要祈祷，你只需要修行，然后事情就会自己解决。不是这个样子的，就像刚刚所讲的，直到事情真的有所变动改变，才能够发生往前进。所以说，我们必须要自己付诸努力去实行，这才是修持佛法。
Yes, so you might think, like, oh, how come it's so troublesome? Like whenever I feel angry, I need to practice compassion. When there's a greed in me, I need to practice contentment. How come it requires so many attention, right, to ourselves? Because it's very simple, because we are living beings, we are not yet dead. Any living beings or any living things in this life requires attention. As a classic, example, that if you want a real flower, that you need to pay a lot of attention, right? Pouring a water, putting that flower somewhere in a very proper temperature. It cannot be so cold, it cannot be so hot, right? All those things, living things require attention. That's why we are not dead yet. We are living. That's why we have to take care of ourselves. We have to pay so much attention because we are living beings.
那么可能就有人会觉得说，哎呀，怎么那么麻烦呢？就生气了，我要去用对治法，要慈悲；然后如果有贪心的，我需要去修持知足。为什么我要这么的费力费心，要这样子去关照注意自己呢？其实非常简单，因为我们还活着，我们不是已经死亡。其实只要活着，它就是一个一直在变动的，它就是需要很多的注意跟照料。打个比方，你想要真正的有一朵美丽，种出一朵或者是种出美丽的鲜花，你其实就是要去照料这个花，从它是种子开始，你要给它浇水，你要注意水温是不是恰当，不能过热，不能过冷，你要所有这些条件因缘合具备，它才能够绽放美丽的花朵。所以一样的，只要我们还活着，只要我们还没有往生，没有死掉，其实我们就是必须要一直不断的去关照，去付出心力时间。
Yes, and the so-called happiness, that the thing that we really care so much, is also very relative.
那么呢，还有所谓的快乐，其实你必须要知道，当我们讲快乐这件事情，快乐其实它是非常相对性的。
Yeah, so there's one like a short story, it's very short. Says that there was three people, right? One kid and one adult and one old guy, let's say grandpa, right? Three of them went for camping, and after the day, right? At the end of the day, they were talking about how was their day. So young kids say, oh, it was okay. We did a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun. But it was okay. Then the adults say, yeah, it was not bad, right? But the old guy, the grandpa, he said, "Oh, you guys have no idea how happy I am." And they were so excited. "Why you were so happy?" He said, "Because after all this walking, right, hiking, he had a very nice bowel movement." So he said, "I'm so happy, right? Today he managed to have a very good poo, something like that." So the happiness that we really cherish so much is actually very relative.
那么呢，这个快乐可以说它是一种非常相对性的。怎么说呢？用一个非常简单简短的故事来形容，就是呢有3个人，他就是一个小孩，然后成人、老人，他们这3个人呢一起结伴，他们去登山、去露营，然后呢就这样去了1天之后呢，然后就在问说：“哎，今天感觉怎么样呢？”那个小孩就说：“哦，还不错啊，我觉得很好玩，很快乐，今天还可以。”然后那个成人就说：“今天还行，不差 ，OK 啦。”那这个老人家呢，问他说：“觉得今天怎么样？”他就回答说：“哦，你们真的不了解我今天有多么多么的开心，我真的太快乐了。今天为什么呢？其实就是因为所有这些健行、登山、走路啊，这老人家今天他终于有一个非常顺畅的排泄，可以说就是他没有再有便秘的问题，他其实就是今天非常的顺畅。”然后也就只是因为这样，他真的就觉得哇，太棒了！今天真的是让人太开心了。所以这个所谓我们一直重视、珍视的这个快乐，你其实可以看到，它其实是一种非常相对性的。
Yeah, so the unhappiness and happiness is very much depend on how you look at it. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's very relative.
所以呢，所谓的快乐不快乐，其实都关乎于你怎么样去看待事物。它其实没有一个准则。
Yeah, so and there's also one thing that I really want to mention. Like people, especially like I haven't been to many countries, but since Taiwan is like the place where I have a foreign country, like where I've lived for longest time. Almost a year, I guess. I've met a lot of people, they always talk about like meditation or 我想学习打坐 something like that, right? Yeah, so, but they really like to do meditation, But if you really like to do meditation, first thing is to, are you capable of spending some time alone? Really? For most of the people, right, like being alone, right, take some time to be alone is like a nightmare. They can't handle it. They can't even imagine being alone, really.
那么呢，还有一件事情是人们现在想要特别讨论一下的，就是呢，可以说就是以台湾来讲，因为其实人们现在在这边他是属于是个外国人，那台湾对他来讲呢，可以说他其实是花了蛮长一段时间，大概快1年了。那在这个地方呢，他注意到一个现象，就是在佛教徒当中，很多人都喜欢讨论或者说学习禅修，或者我们讲打坐。然后常常他们会问的问题啊，或者是想要知道就是怎么样打坐，怎么样禅修。但是呢，真的要谈到禅修，有一个最基础、最基本的一个条件，其实就是你能不能够独处，你能不能够自己一个人好好的花一段时间在一个空间独处，这可以说是最基础的一个必备条件。但对很多人来讲呢，他们其实是没有办法自己一个人的。当他们听到独处，对他们来讲就有点像噩梦一样的，他们是没有办法办到的。
Yes. So, yeah. There's one way to look at meditation. Meditation means like when you are meditating, it means that you are actually doing nothing. Being with yourself, being aware. But to be specific, right? Being aware is not exactly a meditation, but that's how the meditation has to start. From being aware, right, to get to the point that you can consider yourself as a as meditating. Because a lot of people say, oh, be aware, aware of your breathing and walking, they say it's a meditation, but it's not really a meditation. It's being aware. It's not exactly a meditation, but we can consider it as a meditation because that's how you are supposed to meditate, right? So it's very important, the reason why I say, like, for many people, being alone, right, is like a nightmare, is because they sort of like not appreciate to be aware of oneself. Understand? They don't appreciate. So that's why they are so, they're not the, of course, many people, right, that we always want to be so distracted. We over appreciate a distraction. That's why, right, for us, for many people, for me, right, being alone is like a nightmare because we are so addicted to distraction. So if you want to be a good meditator, right, if you want to practice meditation, first thing is that can you spend some time doing nothing?
那么呢，你可以说去看禅修，它其实有很多面向。禅修或者你说打坐，其实它就是什么都不做，你去觉察。常常很多人都强调说，哦，你就是要觉知、觉察、觉知，然后觉知说 ，OK， 不管你是运用观呼吸，或者说你在行禅走路，你要去觉察到哦，你当下在一呼一吸，然后你的步伐等等。是的，可以说这是禅修的一个面向，但是能够觉知、觉察到，这次是禅修必备最基本的，这是很重要的。但是呢，很多人你只是单是讲，你去探究说，你能不能真正的禅修，其实就是你能够自处，自在的自处，你能够真正的独处。为什么很多人会视独处为噩梦呢？可以说，其实对这个自我，因为对这样的一份自我觉察，大部分的人来讲，他其实都不是觉得说，哦，这是重要的，甚至一点都不觉得说这是值得去欣赏的一个条件。自我觉察，因为现代人我们有太多的散乱，我们所有人都是在散乱当中，我们已经对这个散乱是上瘾的。那人们切这边也说，就是他其实讲说，就是现在很多人，包含他自己，我们其实已经对散乱、分心是上瘾的，我们根本就是没有一刻是有这样的一个觉知，所以更不用讲说哦，我们要花时间能够去觉察到这样的一个现象。
Yes, so not only about to be a good meditator, right? But also to have happiness in your life. Your awareness is very, very important. Because many times I have encountered such people that they have no idea what they want to do, what they want to become, what they like and what they dislike. Now, why this is happening is because they are not aware about themselves, about what they want, right? Mm-hmm. Because why? They are so good at being distracted, right? So that's why, not only for a meditation, but also to have a quality life, your awareness, your attention is very, very important. Because there's also a saying in English, your quality of your life is depend on your quality of your focus. Mm-hmm.
所以呢，谈到怎么样打坐，怎么样成为一个禅修者，或者讲说要怎么样能够快乐，其实觉知刚刚谈到的这一份自我觉知、自我觉察是非常重要的。你们会发现很多的现代人，其实他们连自己想要什么他们都不知道，他们没有这样一份自觉，没有这样的一份清楚，他们到底想要变成什么样的人，想要做什么，他们甚至不知道自己喜欢或不喜欢什么。其实这就是缺乏觉知、觉察力。你要能够觉察到自己， 你才能够去觉察到自己的心。因为我们大部分的人，我们都太习惯散乱，我们的心都是分心散乱，是不断的，所以更不要去谈说我们的生活要有什么样的品质。其实当你谈到生活的品质，第一个要件就是觉知、觉察力。英文有一句话说，决定你生活的品质的重点就是你的心如何能够有专注，你要能够有一份焦点，一个专注注意点。
Yes, so now why we are so good at being distracted, right? Why? Now we have to point out, because we have been living like this for many years, right? So now what it has become our habit. So now habit is like a biggest villain, right? Biggest villain, hero and villain in Buddhism, in Buddhist texts. It's like a final boss, the habit. Because at the end, right, what is left to be removed is only habit. Those small things has been left by habits. We call it like pakcha. It's not exactly a habit, but as a loosely they translate it, you can say like a habit.
那么为什么我们现代人，可以说我们所有人为什么这么习于散乱？我们其实一直都是心都是分散的，没有注意力的，我们是非常的散漫散乱。为什么呢？其实因为我们已经这样子好久好久了，多年累积的一种习惯，它已经变成我们一种习惯，或者我们说它其实已经是我们的一种习性，我们的个性，我们的习惯已经是这样子，习性。习惯，然后讲习性，你可以说呢，在佛法当中，它其实是最终，你可以说它其实是主导一切的。也许它只是主导着一些小细节，但是小细节大关键。你可以说，最终我们要去面对的，最终的这个业力主宰力，其实就是这个习性。藏文 bacche， 它其实有时候翻译成障壁、遮盖。它其实就是我们这些习惯习性。
Yeah, so and why the habit, right? Why the habit is so crucial or so dangerous, let's say, right? It's because of habit. Because of habit, right? There's a thing that we know is not good for us, right? And we know that we are so aware of certain things that is not good for us, and we are also so aware what is good for us. But because of habit, we cannot do the things that is good for us. Instead, we do the bad things. As I mentioned before, the doctor thing, he knows everything, but what he has been doing, right, is being distracted, is not doing things that is good for him. That has become his habit. Even though he knows what he's supposed to do, but he's not able to do it. Now that's what habit does to us. So we have to be very careful, what kind of habit you develop, because what you do now, what you are doing now, and what you are doing tomorrow, these are going to be your habit. So that's why it is very important for all of us to be aware what you are doing now and what you are going to do tomorrow. Right? So awareness is also very important.
为什么这个习性是这么的重要呢？你可以说最后就是到佛法到最后，我们其实要进化的就是这个习性。为什么它是这么重要，或者为什么它是这么的危险呢？因为其实就像我们大家都知道，什么对我们是不好的，什么对我们是好的，我们是能够去分别的，但是却因为自己的习惯，我们常常没有办法去做到对我们是有好处的。我们常常在重复的都是那些对我们自己是非常没有益处的事情。就像之前提到那个医生的例子，身为一个医生，他什么都知道，但就是因为他是这么的散乱，他其实没有办法做到他自己所知道对他自身是好的事情。 所以说，我们必须要去觉察。首先，我们必须要培养，我们必须要知道我们自己的习性是什么。然后，因为习性我们办不到的这些事情，我们有什么样的习性，我们有什么样的倾向，现在我们所做的，就会是我们明天所做的。而我们会一直这样下去，这就是所谓的习性。所以我们要去觉察到习性是什么，觉察、觉知、自觉是非常重要的。
So that's why, right? Our desire, our desire for being very possessive, right? Our desire for